All right, well, it seems that these mobile devices are getting extremely powerful, but according to this story in Kotaku this week, never count Nintendo out, it doesn't really matter. So, according to this article, they are saying that because Nintendo wraps their hardware around their software ideas, they always wind up with this quirky hardware like the Wii controller, for instance, which nobody knew what the hell to do with the Wii controller until the whole world saw Wii Sports, right? So what do we think about that?
I think Nintendo would know a thing or two about doing something with weak hardware. The Wii was a lot weaker than the PS3 and the 360. And the 360 was already out for a year, and the Wii ran circles around those consoles. I mean, in terms of sales.
In terms of sales, yeah. But I mean, the Wii U, is it even more powerful than the Wii?
The Wii U, yes. Yeah.
Is it? Really? Or is it just got a better video chip on it?
No, it is. I think it's about as powerful as current generation PS3 and Xbox.
So basically, by the time they release their new machine,
yes.
It's going to be totally underpowered.
Correct. Although I don't know if that really matters.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. I don't know how much it matters either, but it seems like if you're going to do an update, maybe you should try to make it with a chip that's going to at least take you, 6 to 7 years into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Well, that's what we did last time with PS3 and Xbox 360.
And it's paying off for them now.
Yeah,
it is.
Look at this console life cycle. It's the
I
longest
love it.
ever.
It's the best.
It is
great.
Good.
But I think Nintendo doesn't really need to. I don't think they're looking to make a console that's going to last 10 years.
So they're going to take the Apple route and make a new one every year?
That might not even be so bad. I know I've
It would be terrible.
I've brought this idea up before. I don't think it's that terrible.
Well, it's not that terrible for Apple because they're constantly like, oh, and now your life is going to be better because this thing has this that you have to have, But with Nintendo, I don't really see what this is that is going to make your life that much better. What is it? It's like it's not going to be that Wii U controller.
And all the new games that they come out with for it are going to have to be backwards compatible with the previous iteration up to a certain point.
I just feel like it's foolish on the front of, okay, let's put it this way. I don't think that, another Mario or another Zelda is going to need that much computing power as far as, getting the graphics up on the screen and, whatever. But in order to attract third-party developers that are working on more, let's say, graphics-intensive games, I think that's where the difference is.
Yeah.
For Nintendo, it doesn't make any difference. They're going to their games don't really rely on having, the fastest technology. And it's fine, because they make great games with great gameplay and the graphics are simple. How much computing power do you need to, render Mario? Not really all that much.
But then there's the problem of third parties, which we already see on Nintendo consoles that are out right now, and that's third parties kind of probably tend to shy away from releasing their big titles on them.
True. Unless you are Ubisoft, in which case they were on board with the Wii initially. They were on board with the Wii U initially. They seemed very excited for the Wii. They did the Red Steel and then Red Steel 2.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really play the second one.
Which was apparently a lot better than the first.
Yeah. But
because they had the Wii Plus controller?
Yeah, the Wii Motion Plus, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm almost dead sure of this, this little editorial says that there is a game somewhere inside Nintendo headquarters that they thought of to use this tablet controller, and that's why they're making this console. It's not like they decided, let's have a tablet controller and then make a game for it. They had a game they wanted to do, and somehow it fits the tablet controller. We don't know what it is.
Oh,
they know what it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a good idea. I have a feeling it probably will be. Maybe it's not.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of the article, is that, they've got some secret game out there that, they're working on, and this Wii U controller, of course, makes perfect sense. And, all of us are going to have that aha moment when this game is revealed. Like, oh, of course, this is why this is so much better.
Maybe. If it's hopefully it's nothing like what they demoed, because what they demoed was not good enough. That little running around thing, shooting.
Yeah. Going back to the Ubisoft thing real quick. Ubisoft canceled the Assassin's Creed game for 3DS. So I don't know how much faith they've got in the console anymore.
But I think, didn't they cancel it because that game turned out to basically be Revelation, so they're like, hell with it, we're going to make one game.
Yeah, but they still could have used the engine for something else, for another Assassin's Creed spin-off, which
they
love to do.
You don't know that they're not.
You don't know that.
Okay.
Just saying, you don't know that.
Alright, maybe they'll announce it soon. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know if they even need a spin-off. I think whatever.
No, but,
Well, I don't know. I mean, Nintendo is going to need those third parties.
Yep. Looking at the Japanese software lineup anyway, it's looking pretty slim.
Yes, from, I guess, now-ish until November, right before Thanksgiving. Well, for us, Thanksgiving. I don't know what the hell they do over there.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Nice.
There's really nothing that interesting from now until Thanksgiving in Japan.
Yeah, Shinobi 3D sounds interesting, actually. That comes
wait,
out
I know.
November 17.
Cooking Mama 4, Killer
Whoa.
That picture on the Kotaku article with the guy in the lab coat raising his hands and yelling something in Japanese is just...
Really, he's saying raise the roof, come on.
Priceless. It's too much.
Well, I know the first symbol is I.
I raise the roof.
I raised the roof.
But this release thing looks like there's Frogger 3D, The Sims 3 Pets Edition, Shinobi 3D, Cooking Mama 4, and then I don't know what the rest of the stuff is.
Pets Edition. Oh,
yeah.
I can't wait to have pets in my Sims.
This list also conveniently cuts off at November 24th before December when Mario Kart 7 is coming out. And also Super Mario 3D Land is coming out in November. But I guess maybe they're not on the list because there's no official date for them yet.
Well, I think that's officially winter then.
Oh. Yeah. Yes,
yeah.
This is fall, is that what this is?
This is fall, yeah. And this is a pretty crappy lineup, I have to say.
Well, there is another game coming out in November that's going to be, I'm sure Japan's going to love it. New Love Plus. Come on. These games.
New Love Plus.
These are the killer AAA titles over there in Japan for the pillow
You get to marry a pillowcase?
Really?
I would really like to marry a pillowcase in one of these games. Or actually, not marry, just go out with.
No, in the game they're not pillows. They're real. Rather, they're digital.
No, I know.
Them on a pillow.
Right, but I think that they should have a game where, because now, like, everything needs to be more real, right? It's like that's the trend now. Like, everything has to be more real. So, instead of you, like, interacting with a character, you actually interact with the pillowcase based on a character from another game. I think that would be, like, really a big hit here in America as well as in Japan.
What?
Should be an iPhone game.
It would be an iPhone game, that's right, and it would be 99 cents or free.
Pillow Girl Plus.
Pillow Girl Plus, that's right. All right, iPhone developers, get to work.
And
you've been given your new killer game.
Well, the software sucks, but the hardware is still doing pretty fine.
It is. That price cut is still going strong.
Yep, it's still selling more than twice as much as the PSP in Japan, which has pretty respectable numbers considering it came out in like 2005.
Yep. I think the 3DS is moving about 100,000 units last week, 200,000 last week, so still leading the pack.
Well, let's not discount that a lot of people are playing Ocarina of Time on it, too.
Oh, of course.
Right.
So it's not like there's nothing out there, and you guys have already played it, but it's the first time for me because I didn't have a Nintendo 64, so I'm totally enjoying it. I mean, it's not like there's nothing. I mean, there is Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, there's one thing.
There's also
one thing.
Star Fox is out there over there too.
There's one thing, plus the price cut, I think is making the big difference.
Yeah.
What's Star Fox 64.
Is
it out?
Isn't it out in Japan?
I don't know.
I think it is.
I don't know. We can
It's
find
coming
out
out here soon.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I think it's out in Japan.
There's like all kinds of promotional video on the eShop for the Star Fox. It looks cool. I hope they bring all the Nintendo 64 games that I didn't play onto the 3DS. That would be fantastic. Maybe.
Anyway, in other 3DS news, there's a rumor that there's going to be a hardware redesign to come next month.
Apparently, the 3DS is going to get a second analog stick attachment, or analog nub, I guess. And following that, they're going to release another revision of the console with the actual analog nub attached. Yeah.
So wait, you can get it on your current 3DS as an attachment, kind of like the Motion Plus, and then it's going to be rolled into the regular 3DS.
According to the rumors.
According to these rumors.
3DS Lite.
That would be cool, but I just bought this stupid 3DS, and that would kind of really suck if it didn't. I mean, I don't know.
Usually Nintendo's hardware revisions come about 18 months after the original release. So 6 months is, I don't know, it makes the customers feel kind of screwed.
Yeah, I have to say, and it seems silly to me that it's like they're just like, oh, you know what, we forgot to put that second analog stick on there.
You know, we could have done better, the reset, home, and start buttons, or select, I mean.
Oh my god, they're terrible. Do you have a 3DS?
Not yet.
It's, like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with those. They are terrible. I mean, dude, just put 3 little buttons there, man. You know what also sucks? I'll tell you another thing that sucks. And I'm looking at the picture of the 3DS right now, is that there's like a raised frame around the bottom screen.
Yes.
Which makes an imprint onto the top screen.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, really? This is the best you guys could have come up with?
Wow.
Like, I mean, I do have, like, the protective plastic on the top.
Hate those things.
Well, but it's a good thing, because otherwise it would have been digging into my actual screen.
That's ridiculous.
Maybe they should have built it better.
Yeah, maybe they should have built it better. Maybe they need to steal Steve Jobs over there for a couple of months. Tell him how to really do it.
It's not Nintendo's first rodeo, though.
No, Nintendo did steal Steve Jobs' designs for the DS.
No, I mean actually steal Steve Jobs, like Shanghai him.
He might die in the process. No, don't do that.
No, man, it's going to use those Japanese, like, ancient remedies to, like, you know,
cure them
right up.
Right. No, but see, Nintendo did copy Apple's designs the last time around. Then they decided to not do that this time, and they have this crazy-ass contraption here.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and I look at my DS, and then I look at my 3DS, and with the exception of the analog stick, which I love, everything else is crappier. The buttons are crappier. Like, the D-pad, I guess, is okay, but the buttons are way crappier, and in a weird spot, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really don't like this triple layer cake design they used. I know people like it. I don't like it. I understand it's 3DS, triple layer, very cool, but it doesn't look that good.
Right.
No. And also, the audio jack could not be in a worse spot, too. It's a pretty inconvenient location for the audio jack.
And from my experience with it, the volume slider totally sucks.
Oh yeah, it's constantly like going down to 0. because it's right where your finger is for the left trigger, right? So like you're constantly inadvertently setting it to 0.
So from what I can hear from this, I think it needs a redesigned stat. So
you might as well throw the analog stick on there.
Yeah, and I think that with the price drop, if they can redesign it so that it uses less materials to produce, Nintendo would be all over that shit. So that they can lose less money per unit sold.
They probably just dropped the price to get rid of all that old 3DS stock.
Maybe. That would be fair.
No.
That thing is
maybe it'll have a bigger screen on the top too.
What? A bigger screen on the bottom, maybe. Why do they not match? I still don't understand.
Yeah, you don't need the bigger screen on the bottom. You're constantly looking at the top one. It's really not a problem on the bottom. The bottom one is just really for GUI stuff. At this point, anyway. No, you know what? You're right. It should have a bigger screen on the bottom, and it shouldn't have that stupid frame that digs in.
Absolutely.
Well,
we are due for a redesign, and I would wait for the redesign now that I've heard about it.
It's now that we've informed our loyal listeners.
And keep in mind this is just a rumor, listeners. Although Nintendo is planning on having a conference in September to make a big announcement.
They're going to announce something. Probably 3DS related.